Harmony High was abuzz with excitement. It was the school's annual open house, a day to celebrate student achievements, showcase talent, and connect with the community. Students walked nervously through the hallways, putting final touches on their displays, while parents and teachers mingled. Amidst the chatter and laughter, no one noticed the tall, calm figure stepping through the school's entrance. Dressed in a simple black jacket and jeans, with an unmistakable quiet confidence, Keanu Reeves blended seamlessly into the crowd. He wasn't here to promote a movie or attend an event. He was here for one reason: Ethan Maddox, a 14-year-old who dreamed of becoming an actor but had been relentlessly bullied for his aspirations. The viral post. Keanu's journey to Harmony High began 2 weeks earlier, during a break on a movie set. Scrolling through social media, he stumbled upon a heartfelt post from Ethan's mom, Rachel. She described her son's passion for acting and the challenges he faced daily, mocked by classmates, ignored by teachers, and struggling to hold on to his dreams. The post ended with a plea: "To anyone who reads this, please remind your kids to be kind. Ethan is holding on, but barely." The words stuck with Keanu. He saw a younger version of himself in Ethan, a boy navigating a world that didn't always understand dreamers. Without hesitation, Keanu's assistant was asked to find the school and arrange a quiet visit. A quiet entrance. Keanu walked through the decorated hallways, unnoticed by the bustling crowd. As he made his way toward the auditorium, he glanced at student projects, artwork, models, and posters, each reflecting the students' ambitions. He reached the auditorium doors just as the principal finished a speech. "And now," she announced, "let's celebrate the resilience and creativity of our students. Remember, dreams are what drive us forward." Keanu slipped in quietly, taking a seat near the back. His presence, though unannounced, began to draw attention. One by one, heads turned. Whispers spread. Could it really be him? Spotlight on Ethan. At the front of the auditorium, Ethan stood near a small booth showcasing his passion for acting, a collage of script pages, photos, and a video reel playing on an old laptop. While some students received praise for their displays, Ethan's booth drew only a handful of curious glances. The weight of years of bullying hung over him. He thought about the names he'd been called, the food thrown at him in the cafeteria, and the isolation he felt every day. Still, he stayed, hoping someone would see the value in his work. Then came the moment that would change everything. Keanu reveals himself. The principal returned to the stage, ready to introduce the next act. But before she could speak, Keanu Reeves stood up. The room fell silent as the iconic actor made his way to the front, his calm demeanor commanding attention. "Excuse me," he said into the microphone, his voice warm yet firm. "I hope I'm not interrupting, but I've come here today because I heard about someone very special." He turned toward Ethan, whose face was a mix of shock and disbelief. "Ethan Maddox," Keanu continued, "I heard about your story, and I want you to know something: you're not alone." The room erupted in applause, students and parents craning their necks to see Ethan's reaction. Keanu smiled at him, extending a hand. "Can I see your work?" Ethan, still stunned, nodded and led Keanu to his booth. The crowd followed, a wave of excitement and admiration. A moment of recognition. Keanu studied Ethan's display with genuine interest, asking questions about his favorite roles, inspirations, and the monologues he had practiced. Ethan answered nervously at first, but Keanu's kindness put him at ease. "This is incredible work," Keanu said, holding one of Ethan's handwritten scripts. "You have a gift, Ethan. And I'd like to help you share it with the world." Ethan's eyes widened. You really think so?" Keanu placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "I know so. And I'd like to invite you to visit the set of my next film. I want you to see how it's done and, if you're ready, audition for a role." The crowd gasped. Ethan's jaw dropped. His classmates, many of whom had bullied him, exchanged guilty glances. Dreams are fragile, Keanu continued, his voice carrying across the room. But with the right support, they can become unstoppable. Ethan, never let anyone tell you your dreams don't matter. As the applause grew, Ethan felt something he hadn't experienced in years: hope. The news of Keanu Reeves' visit spread like wildfire. Social media was flooded with photos and videos of the legendary actor at Harmony High, and the hashtag Keanu at Harmony quickly began trending. Ethan Maddox, the once overlooked kid, became the talk of the town. But as the excitement settled, a wave of nerves washed over Ethan. Keanu's invitation to visit the movie set felt surreal. Could he really step into the world he'd only dreamed of? A new world. 2 weeks later, Ethan and his mom, Rachel, arrived at the sprawling film studio. The gates alone seemed larger than life, with the logo of the production company gleaming in the morning sun. Rachel squeezed Ethan's hand. "You ready?" He nodded, though his heart raced. They were greeted by one of Keanu's assistants, who led them through the maze of trailers, equipment, and bustling crew members. Every corner of the set felt alive with creativity: costume designers adjusting outfits, lighting technicians setting up rigs, and actors rehearsing their lines. Then, as if out of a movie himself, Keanu appeared, dressed in a leather jacket and sunglasses. His trademark calm demeanor instantly put Ethan at ease. "Ethan," he called out, walking toward them with a wide smile. "Welcome to the set." Behind the curtain. Keanu gave Ethan and Rachel a private tour, explaining each aspect of the filmmaking process. He introduced them to the director, the stunt coordinators, and even the lead actress, who greeted Ethan warmly. Ethan's eyes lit up as he watched a stunt rehearsal, a choreographed fight scene filled with precision and intensity. "This is amazing," he murmured. Keanu chuckled. "It takes a lot of work, but it's worth it. And I think you'll fit right in." Ethan turned to him, puzzled. "What do you mean?" Keanu's smile grew. "It's time for your audition." The audition. Ethan was led to a quieter part of the set, where a small scene had been prepared for him. The director handed him a script, a brief but powerful monologue about courage in the face of doubt. His hands trembled as he read the lines. I don't know if I can do this," Ethan whispered to his mom. Rachel knelt beside him. "You've been preparing for this your whole life, Ethan. Just be yourself." Keanu crouched next to him, his voice low but encouraging. "Acting isn't about perfection. It's about honesty. Forget about the cameras, forget about me, just tell the story." Ethan nodded, took a deep breath, and stepped in front of the camera. The crew fell silent, their eyes fixed on the boy who had never stood in such a spotlight before. As the director called "Action," Ethan began. His voice wavered at first, but soon, he found his rhythm. He poured his emotions into every word, drawing from the struggles he'd faced and the resilience he'd built. When the monologue ended, the set was still for a moment. Then, applause erupted. Even the director, known for being hard to impress, clapped enthusiastically. Keanu approached Ethan, his face lit with pride. "You nailed it, kid. Welcome to the team." The role. Ethan was cast in a small but meaningful role, a supporting character who serves as the protagonist's moral compass. It was a dream come true, and though the role was modest, Ethan treated it with the seriousness of a lead. Day after day, he worked hard, absorbing every piece of advice from Keanu and the rest of the cast. He practiced his lines late into the night, determined to give his best performance. The crew quickly took a liking to him. His humility and eagerness to learn stood out, and even seasoned actors found his enthusiasm refreshing. A change back home. While Ethan's world on set expanded, things at Harmony High began to shift. His classmates, many of whom had bullied him, now saw him in a new light. Jordan, the ringleader of his tormentors, approached Ethan in the cafeteria one day. "Hey, Ethan," Jordan said awkwardly, rubbing the back of his neck. "Look, I just wanted to say. I'm sorry. For everything. Ethan was taken aback but nodded. Thanks, Jordan. Jordan hesitated, then added, You're really good at this acting thing. I didn't see it before, but, you're going places, man. Ethan smiled faintly. Thanks. I'm just doing what I love. A bond strengthened. Throughout the filming process, Keanu continued to mentor Ethan. Between takes, they'd talk about acting, life, and the importance of staying grounded. One day, as they sat on a quiet corner of the set, Ethan asked, Why did you come to my school, Mr. Reeves? Out of all the stories you must hear, why mine? Keanu leaned back, a thoughtful expression on his face. Because your story reminded me of mine. I know what it's like to be an outsider, to feel like the world doesn't understand you. But I also know that when someone believes in you, it can change everything. I wanted to be that someone for you. Ethan nodded, his admiration for Keanu deepening. As the weeks of filming came to an end, Ethan realized this was more than just a chance to act, it was a transformative experience. He wasn't just a bullied kid from Harmony High anymore. He was an actor, a storyteller, and someone who had found his place in the world. The months of filming flew by. Ethan poured every ounce of passion into his performance, learning and growing with every scene. His small role in the film may not have been the centerpiece, but it became the heart of his journey, a testament to perseverance, resilience, and belief in oneself. When filming wrapped, Keanu approached Ethan on the final day. The set was alive with celebratory energy, but the moment between them was quiet, almost sacred. You've done something incredible here, Ethan, Keanu said, his voice steady and sincere. And this is just the beginning. Never stop chasing your dreams. Ethan swallowed the lump in his throat and nodded. I won't. Thank you for believing in me. Keanu smiled, pulling him into a brief, fatherly hug. You earned it, kid. The premiere. Months later, the film's premiere was held in a grand theater in Los Angeles. The red carpet buzzed with reporters, flashing cameras, and excited fans. Ethan stood near the entrance, his mother by his side, both looking out of place yet radiant in their modest attire. When Keanu arrived, the crowd erupted into cheers, but he ignored the reporters and cameras, heading straight for Ethan. Are you ready for this? Keanu asked, his familiar calm demeanor masking his excitement. Ethan grinned nervously. I think so. Keanu gestured toward the carpet. Let's make an entrance then. Together, they walked down the red carpet, Ethan's name echoing alongside Keanu's as reporters scrambled to capture the moment. It was a surreal experience for the young actor, but with Keanu by his side, he felt grounded. The screening. As the lights dimmed in the theater, Ethan gripped the armrests of his seat. Watching himself on the big screen was both exhilarating and terrifying. His performance was brief but powerful, earning laughs, gasps, and even a few tears from the audience. When the credits rolled, the crowd rose to its feet, applauding enthusiastically. Keanu turned to Ethan and nodded, pride evident in his eyes. You did it, he whispered. The impact. Ethan's story spread far beyond the confines of Harmony High. Interviews, articles, and social media posts celebrated his journey from a bullied kid to an actor mentored by one of Hollywood's most beloved stars. Back at school, the bullies had long fallen silent, replaced by admiration and even a bit of envy. Ethan used his newfound platform to speak out about bullying and encourage others to pursue their passions, no matter the obstacles. During one school assembly, Ethan stood on stage, speaking to his classmates. I spent a long time feeling like I didn't belong, like my dreams were too big for a kid from Harmony. But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that dreams don't care where you come from. They only care that you believe in them. The applause was thunderous, and for the first time, Ethan felt truly seen and accepted. Keanu's legacy. Though Ethan's career was just beginning, he never forgot the man who gave him his first break. Keanu remained a mentor and friend, offering guidance whenever Ethan faced challenges in the industry. One day, during a quiet lunch in a small cafe, Ethan asked Keanu, "Why did you pick me? You could have helped anyone." Keanu's answer was simple yet profound. "Because you reminded me of who I was. And I know how far a little kindness can go. Now it's your turn to pay it forward." A bright future. Years later, Ethan stood on stage at an award ceremony, holding a golden statuette in his hands. Tears filled his eyes as he looked out at the cheering crowd. "This isn't just for me," he said, his voice trembling. "This is for every kid who's ever been told their dreams don't matter. For every dreamer who's been laughed at, pushed aside, or ignored. Believe in yourself, because there are people out there, like Keanu Reeves, who will believe in you too." In the front row, Keanu sat quietly, smiling as he applauded. He had always believed in Ethan, and now the world did too. Ethan's journey was proof that a single act of kindness could change everything. And as he stepped off the stage, ready to embrace the next chapter of his life, he knew that his story was far from over, it was only the beginning.